What's up, guys? Playing another one of these Wrestle trivia quizzes, and as always, link to his channel in the description. He's got so many of these. I'm playing them from the first one upwards. If you want to join me, grab a pen and paper or calculator or something. Keep score with me and let's see how I do with this one. Let's see. Okay.
So you think you know a lot about pro wrestling?
Really?
Well, it's time
Once again
to test your IQ with this tricky little trivia game that is so creatively named Wrestling
seriously
Jeopardy.
tricky. If you don't know how Jeopardy works,
Welcome inside the squared circle. I'm your host, Kevin
amounts of money
J.
and,
Callis.
but let's see how I do.
If this is your first time playing, well, I hope you're ready to rumble.
Dusty Rhodes American Dream
Here
Show.
are the not so extreme rules on your screen, which are merely a guide. I mean, I know I can't control whether or not you ask Alexa, Siri, or Jeeves for advice.
I'm not asking anything. I'm just doing this as well as I can. I'm probably going to be horrible as a...
Should have asked Jeeves.
With that, let's check out the categories for episode 5 of Wrestling Jeopardy.
Okay.
Starting off, we have Cowboys,
probably going to be like
followed by Who's Your
like
Daddy?
That.
This is going to be a visual clue category. I'm going to show you the picture of a wrestler, and you're going to have to tell me who that wrestler's daddy is.
And this is just like
who is your daddy
and
what does he do?
Randy Orton.
Next up, we have American Soldier. This category will be all about wrestlers who served in the military. Our fourth category, I love this bar. This would be related to some of wrestling's greatest drinkers and drinking stories.
Has to be in there,
and last but certainly not least, our fifth category, which is always our audio category, Name That Theme.
He plays a bit of a
now,
theme.
you may have noticed a theme with the categories, and that's because this episode is dedicated to country music legend, as well as TNA and WWE alum Toby Keith, who passed away a few weeks ago at the age of 62. R.I.P. TK. All right, let's get the show on the road and kick off the 200-point round. These clues are easy peasy, so I fully expect you to go 5 for 5 and be absolutely perfect.
I'll give you an answer.
All right, here we go. Jumping into Cowboys for 200. This two-time WWE Hall of Famer revealed in his autobiography, Hitman, My Real Life in the Cartoon World of Wrestling,
so I'll give it like
that he was supposed to debut as a cowboy.
I want you guys to play along with me. 1, 2, obviously Bret Hart.
And the correct answer is,
he was supposed to be a cowboy. He told Vince McMahon, where I'm from, if you're a cowboy, you're an actual cowboy.
In the valley. You, if you're buying. That's right.
Apparently, that was the idea back in the early WWF days in the 80s. They wanted him to be a cowboy.
Yeah! They even wanted him to ride on a horse.
Moving on now to Who's Your Daddy for 200.
Okay. This is going to be visual. Oh, I guessed it. Oh, 1, 2. That's Jim Neidhart.
The answer here, of course, is Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
That's obviously
because that is a picture of his lovely daughter, Natty Neidhart.
Should I say?
Moving on to American Soldier for 2. Perhaps it was the voices inside this WWE superstar's head that caused him to go AWOL from the United States Marine Corps in 1998.
I'm giving myself the score so long. It's of course 1, 2. It's of course Randy Orton.
And the correct answer is who is Randy Orton? Keith. You know what? Military life, it wasn't his cup of tea. He wasn't cut out for it.
Like
it's all good.
Daddy's back.
All right, here we go. I love this bar for 200. This wrestler had such a giant appetite for booze that he holds the world record for the largest number of beers consumed in a single sitting.
1, 2. Of course, Andre the Giant.
And the correct answer is, who was Andre the Giant, who once threw back 119 beers in 6 hours?
12 bottles
that would
of wine,
literally kill me.
Just like that.
And on to the final clue of the 200-point round.
Oh, it's easy.
Name that theme.
That's Jeff Jarrett. Double J.
And the correct answer is Jeff Jarrett's theme back when he used to wrestle in WCW in the late 90s. When he was the chosen one, Slapnuts.
What'd you call me?
Slapnut.
You know who you're talking to?
Yeah, you, Slapnut.
Got him!
See, I told you, easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm sure you went 5 for 5. Now we're going to ramp up the toughness here of the clues going into the 400-point round. Let's kick it off with Cowboys for 4. This cowboy was Rowdy Roddy Piper's ace of a bodyguard.
Oh, that's 1, 2. That's Cowboy Bob Orton, Randy Orton's dad.
And the correct answer is, who is Cowboy Bob Orton?
Yeah,
It could have been in the Who's Your Daddy section as well. It could have worked literally in that section as well.
Who's Your Daddy for
Pretty sure it could
400.
have been in I Love the Bar as well. Oh, come on. If you don't get this one, then you're... I don't know.
That, of course,
Obviously, Rey
is Dominic
Mysterio's son.
Mysterio. And we know his mommy is Rhea Ripley, but his daddy, Rey Mysterio.
I'm watching his old
Here we
videos
go,
first,
American
so that's
Soldier
why
for
Mommy is still
400.
there.
This two-time WWE champion and former leader of the Hurt Business was a
Easy.
sergeant in the U.S. Army.
That is Bobby Lashley.
I would not want to mess around with this guy.
Lashbot.
I mean, Bobby Lashley
He
is a
looks
beast.
like he could...
All right,
he
let's
could
move
be a
on now
sergeant in
to
the
I Love This
military.
Bar
He
for
just
400.
looks like he's just... He looks
Sheamus
like
and
he's him.
Cesaro enjoyed tremendous tag team success wrestling together in
Literally,
WWE under this moniker.
It's literally the bar. We don't just set
They don't
the bar,
just
we
set
are the bar.
They are the bar. That
Actually,
question
really
kind of
like them
barely
as a tag
sneaks in talking about wrestling drinkers because Cesaro doesn't drink, but Sheamus is Irish.
Cesaro doesn't
so
drink, interesting.
I figured, why not?
Cesaro likes himself a Guinness.
Moving on. Let's go. Finish up the 400-point
Name that
round.
theme, so not
Name
good
that
with
theme.
us.
Listen to this.
That is Hangman Adam Page. Like, pretty sure it's Hangman Adam Page.
You can't go wrong with
Yep.
a little cowboy shh. Name of the
Okay.
song,
I
Ghost
made it
Town
perfect in the
Triumph.
400 round as well.
The theme
I'm sure it's not going to
of
go that
Hangman
well all
Adam
the way.
Page. All right, we have 10 clues down, 15 to go. We're
Nice.
moving on to the 600-point round, kicking it off here with Cowboys. This renegade cowboy called the Double Cross Ranch
nice,
in
got this
Amarillo,
one.
Texas, his home.
Double Cross Ranch gave it away. That's, of course, Terry Funk.
And the correct answer is none other than who was the late, great Terry Funk. And we're on to Who's Your Daddy for 600.
This one is quite easy. This, of
Well,
course,
that picture
is
right there, that
Billy Gunn,
is
Colton and
to
Austin.
the left, Austin to the right, and their daddy is none other than daddy ass Billy Gunn. And here we go to American Soldier for
There's
600.
still a lot of soldiers out
Before
there.
she became a sassy Southern Belle, this
again,
former
this one is
WWE
quite easy with the
superstar was
sassy
a
Southern
Marine
Belle one.
military police officer.
It's, of course, Lacey Evans.
And the correct answer is Lacey Evans.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
And that brings us to I Love This
Funny.
Bar for 600. The new WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut includes a bar named after one of its most popular television shows. The correct answer, the TV show, is
SmackDown.
SmackDown, and the
Come on,
bar is called Snackdown.
I had a 50% chance of guessing right, I guess, because I would have gone Raw or SmackDown. So,
You serious?
didn't get
All right,
that
and closing
one.
out the 600-point
That's
round.
disappointing.
Name that theme for 600. Listen up to this.
Oh, this is such a Ruthless Aggression Euro throwback. That is, of course, Jimmy Wang Yang. What a throwback.
And the correct answer is it's the theme song from
so
that
I
good
made
old Asian redneck
2400
cowboy Jimmy
In
Wang
the 600
Yang.
round. That,
I'm going to punch somebody
honestly, that
tonight.
SmackDown one. Never heard of it.
Wang! Yeah!
That's such a throwback.
All right, 15 clues down,
Okay,
10 to
let's
go,
get the 800
plus Final
round.
Jeopardy. Hope you're doing good so far. Make sure you keep track of your score. Also, sometimes I need some help. So if you have any ideas for categories, just leave some in the comments below and I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. 800-point round, Cowboys. This tough-talking Texas Cowboys legacy includes being the father of Barry Windham and
Okay,
the
fairly
grandfather
easy.
of the late Bray Wyatt.
So, of course, Blackjack Mulligan.
And the correct answer is, who was Black Jack Mulligan?
Go get Mama from the kitchen real quick.
Which brings us to Who's Your Daddy for 8.
This is Grandmaster Sexay, and not a lot of people know this, but
And that is a
Jerry
picture
Lawler's
of
actually his dad.
Grandmaster Sexay, who was also known
Brian
as
Christopher.
Brian Christopher, and whose full name was Brian Christopher Lawler. So the answer we're looking for
Brian Christopher
is
Lawler.
Jerry.
Okay. I just
the
knew
King
him as Brian
Lawler.
Christopher.
All right, American Soldier for 800. This former U.S. Marine who did 2 tours in Afghanistan as a machine gunner now has his sights set on becoming TNA World Champion.
Don't know.
And the correct answer is Steve Macklin. I love this bar for 800.
It is what it is.
At age 13, Reginald Lazowski, who later became known as This, was working as a bouncer, throwing drunks out of his father's saloon in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Stan Hansen, maybe?
And of course, Milwaukee is also pronounced Milwaukee, which is Algonquin for the good land. But the answer we're looking for, who was the Crusher?
I've been hit with bar stools, barmaids, spittoons. I've been brought up in the
Not even close.
All right, and closing
That
out
was
the
just
round,
sad.
name that theme for 800. Listen to this.
Was that Dusty Rhodes' theme?
And that is none other than the TNA theme song
Okay, I did
for the
not
American
do
Dream,
well in
Dusty
this round,
Rhodes.
but I got 2,400. That was not a good round for me. I missed
All right,
those
we've made it to the most
two,
challenging
like,
part
sadly,
of
but it
this
is what
game.
it is. Let's
The
get the
1,000
1,000 round.
point
Let's
round.
make it.
The
Let's
steel
make a clean
cage
sweep of the
begins to
1,000
lower.
round.
Time to put on your thinking caps because we're really going to test your pro wrestling knowledge here. Kicking it off with Cowboys for 1,000. This bad man from Borger, Texas, claimed he had 9 kids and a fat wife and had to beat people up to keep his family fed.
I just guessed him for something else. This is, of course, Stan Hansen.
And the answer, none other than Stan
I actually
the
watched
Lariat
that promo,
Hansen.
so that's why I remember it.
After all the bright lights and the little women, I got a big fat wife and 9 kids at home, and I gotta feed them.
All right, we're on to the final
literally
clue
guessed it in the
from
previous
Who's Your
round. What's the
Daddy
odds of that?
For 1,000.
Is that Von Wagner? Who's Von Wagner's that? I know.
Now, if you
Ron
said that
Breaker's
Von
dad.
Wagner looks like the caveman that
got no
Phil
idea who Von
Hartman
Wagner's
used to
dad
play
is.
back in the day during Saturday
I'm gonna
Night
guess the
Live,
Beverly Brothers. One of the Beverly Brothers.
I'd give
I'm
you
just guessing
1,000
that
points,
now.
but Von Wagner's real name is Cal Bloom, and his daddy is Wayne Bloom, one half of the Beverly Brothers.
No. Okay.
All right, and we're
gonna
closing
give
out
it to
American
myself.
Soldier for 1,000.
Just because he looked like
Vietnam vet
I'm gonna
Dirty
give it to
Dutch
myself.
Mantel
I'm just gonna
worked
give
the
it to myself.
territories for many years alongside his trusty whip
was Dutch
that was
Mantel's
named
whip's
this.
Wasn't it like Tasty something or something like that?
And the answer we're looking for,
Not even.
what is Shoe Baby? Closing out I Love This
Not even
Bar for
almost.
1,000. The APA filmed numerous fights at this bar in Cumberland, Rhode Island, which was owned by longtime WWE referee, the
Tim
late
White.
Tim
What was his
White.
bar's name? Wasn't it the friendly tap?
And the correct answer is, what is the friendly
Goated.
tap? All right, let's finish it off.
So his
Name that
whoop's name
theme
was Shoe
for
Baby. Okay, the
1,000.
theme.
Listen
Let's
to
get
this.
it. Sounds so familiar. I've heard this before. I've heard it before. I know I've heard it before.
If you don't, then you can get.
I know I've heard this theme before, but I just can't place
Ah,
it.
yes, an oldie but a goodie, going way back to early 90s
would've never guessed that.
WCW and the
Never
theme
in a
song
million
from the
years.
Wild-Eyed Southern
Okay,
Boys.
so I've got. Tell me what score you made. I've got 3,000.
Alrighty then, start
4,000,
adding up those
5,
scores and
6,
let's see how you did.
7,
What
8,
was it?
9,
Good,
10,
bad, ugly?
10,800.
Well, like I always say,
I started out fighting in this barn when
Not
I was a
that
little
great
boy.
this week.
And I don't
Last
care
week
if
I did a lot better.
My last fight is in this barn. Jimmy Garvin, you touched me in a personal way.
But
you
I'm
never
obviously
touched me
going to
before.
risk it all
hopefully you
with
did
Final
pretty well,
Jeopardy.
but
So I'm either
are
going
you
to have
going to risk
0
it all
or
in Final Jeopardy? Well, we're going to find out right now because it's
21,600.
time to get ready to make
That's the
those
options.
wagers. Here is this week's Final Jeopardy category.
Cowboys. I'm not that good with the Cowboys.
Hailing from blank. How well do you know wrestlers' hometowns or where they would say that they were
good.
billed from? Well, let's find out. Time to make those wagers.
Okay, I'm doubling well, not doubling. I'm
Alrighty,
risking everything to
time
try and
is
double it.
up. Let's take a look now at the final clue of episode 5. Mick Foley was raised in Long Island, New York. However, his most psychotic persona, Cactus Jack, hailed from this dangerous sounding New Mexico town. Good luck.
It's, of course, Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Obviously, I know that Mick Foley, as you guys know, is one of my goats, so I'm obviously gonna get Mick Foley right.
Boom, boom. Mick Foley was raised in Long Island, New York. However, his most psychotic persona, Cactus Jack, hailed from this dangerous sounding New Mexico town. And the answer that we're looking for, the correct answer in this episode's Final Jeopardy, is Truth or Consequences, New Mexico.
Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Now,
check out these videos.
I've never been
link in the
to Truth or
comments or link in the
Consequences, New
description.
Mexico, but
Peace.